Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Good morning, class. This is your captain speaking, John Regan. And yesterday when I was on with Vincent, he talked about he needed to go to Arkansas to pick up some things for his farm. What I didn't know at the time, because I thought I was on my last show for the year. And after the show was over, I get a call. Hey, John. And how would you feel about hosting the show tomorrow with Dr. Shealy? I said, okay. And now we've got an issue where we're now trying to track down Dr. Shealy. So, and I just got a note, Dr. Shealy's out of the country until next week. So we're going to improvise a bit here. Let me issue the call-in number. That's 1-866-582-9933. And I had some questions for Dr. Shealy. We'll get those to him for when he returns. If you haven't been following on Mondays where I do my report, back on the 14th, there was an article I talked about where the government just released a report, had been marked for official use only, where they said, and this report was dated March 18th, 1 week after the initial Fukushima event, that 100% of spent fuel pool 4, 50% of pool 3, and 25% of pool 2 had been released to the atmosphere. That's a tremendous amount of radiation, and that sent me into a study mode to try and figure out what's going on. And I also went to look at other issues that I'd clipped during that time frame. And knowing what we know now, we can revisit history and see where some of these stories now are more reliable, and where some of the press releases that we got from the government are just plain outright lies. What makes this so complex is just in radiation itself. First, you've got the different units. You've got the old units, then you have what's basically the metric units. So we're using different terms for the same thing, which is, of course, different measurements, just like yards and meters are different measurements. And then just because the radiation is emitted, there is what you are exposed to, and then there's what actually gets absorbed to do damage with your body. However, all of that radioactive measurement is based on exposure. That means you're sitting there in the room with it. Well, it turns out that some of these radioactive particles, the alpha and beta radiation in particular, that we learned about back in high school, that there wasn't a lot of concern about, because a piece of paper can block an alpha particle, and it doesn't take much more to block a beta particle. So we really didn't consider that type of radiation to be very dangerous. However, when you ingest that type of particle, it's a whole different ballgame. And becomes much, much more damaging than if you are simply sitting in the room with it. And we've got three vectors. One is you ingest it, meaning you're taking it in with your water or your food. You have inhalation, where you breathe it in. And I think most everybody had probably heard that if you inhale a speck of plutonium, that is basically a death sentence. That plutonium will cause lung cancer, and will be a cause of death if you don't reach it in another way. And the other way comes through absorption. Your skin is the largest organ of the body, and when something gets on your skin, it a certain amount of that gets absorbed. And just give an example: if 1 drop of pure nicotine is put on your skin, you will die. That's how toxic nicotine is. And when we go outside and are exposed to what's in the atmosphere, thanks to Fukushima, whether it lands on us, we inhale it, or we get it through our food, we've now got a case where low-level radiation is with us for some time. Another part that I found out was tritium, which is hydrogen that has 2 neutrons in it. So when you have water with tritium, to the body, that looks like water and can go anywhere water does, which is pretty much anywhere in the body. Now, I also found out that drinking water with tritium, while that's bad, that apparently gets out of your body in about 10 days. It still can do damage. However, if an animal that you're eating absorbed the tritium and you eat it in the muscle tissue there, that gets absorbed differently, and that tritium will spend 10 years in your body, which obviously can cause even more damage. We're in this process of learning at this point, and of course, Dr. Shealy has the advantage of medical school that most of the rest of us here at USA Prepares don't have. So we wanted to get his opinion, and of course, whatever you can do to improve your health and immune system obviously will go a long way for helping your body to repair the damage that is being caused. And just might go ahead and point you to his website, normshealy.com, and he's got, and you can probably do a search for this, be the easiest way of finding it. He's got Shealy protocols, the Shealy protocols, and optimal recommendations. And those are good lists that you can start with. And it's kind of frustrating because even the good recommendations have problems because these materials are getting out into the food supply. So even when you do get organic food, the good grass-fed animals, the organically raised vegetables, between the water and the air, they probably are going to have radioactive contamination as well. So we can't totally escape this. All we can do is make the best of it. Don't let it get you too down. The good news is that low-level radiation affects you slowly, and the bad news is that it affects children more so than adults, and that's because they're young and growing, and thus their bodies are grabbing more of these materials, to build their growing bones, and of course, cesium looks like potassium, so that gets into muscles, and strontium looks like calcium, which gets into the bones. And I haven't found a good way of blocking that radiation, because if you block absorption, you're blocking nutrients. Trying to chelate, you're chelating the nutrients. Sean Regan, back after this break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
If survivalist housing has been in your plans, get ready. We're bringing our Timberline range camps to you February 6th through 14th, the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Get an up-close look at some of our most popular Timberline models, or visit survivalistcamps.com to pre-order a camp. We'll bring it to the show and save you the cost of shipping. It's the perfect time to get that camp you've wanted. Go to survivalistcamps.com, then plan on joining us at the Great American Outdoor Show in February in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
This is your captain, John Regan, at the controls today. We have Mike from Tennessee on the line. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, John. I'm just trying to absorb all this great information that you're giving, and I thought, well, how could it ever get any worse? Well, I've got a little bit to add to your mountain of bad news. I've done a little bit of research about that dump right down the road from Vincent in St. Louis. And since 2010, the underground fire at that West Lake site in St. Louis has basically been burning, and it's effectively consumed the entire bottom of the site, and it's slowly moving towards the nuclear site. Well, that's bad enough, but it gets better. The site was realized this was a Superfund site where many companies like Monsanto dumped hazardous waste for many years. And the problem is that with the radioactive material fire, if anybody has ever seen a magnesium fire, there are certain things you do not put water on because it will explode. Well, there are certain types of forms of radioactive material that if it catches fire, you do not put water on it. It takes a special type of material to extinguish it. Therein lies the problem. Right now, if you haven't heard, the projected Mississippi River levels are to exceed historic flood levels in the St. Louis area. In the Memphis area where I'm near, they've actually shut down access to President's Island as of yesterday. There is a gravel plant there. I called them the other day to see about getting some gravel for my driveway, which has been washed away. And they said, well, we'll have to, see if we can help you when we reopen, because right now we're underwater and it's rising. So there's a problem with the creeks that run along the side of this dump in St. Louis, which is relatively close to the Mississippi River. And as the river rises, that causes the creeks to back up. And in the event that they back up into this site, you would potentially not only have the possibility of an explosion if the material underneath is, in fact, on fire. It's actually not like most people think of fire. If you've ever had a burn barrel, this is the best way to describe it for those people that may not understand how a fire can burn underneath the surface. With very little oxygen, the material will just have a chemical reaction similar to a burn barrel. When you light a fire and then you see it start to rain, so you put the top on the burn barrel, well, you basically eliminate a large portion of your oxygen supply. So the flame will go out, but the material will keep on smoldering. And if you can envision this material, it's a chemical fire underneath the surface, very deep down at the bottom of the pit where they started the landfill, that stuff slowly will be consumed. And as it's consumed, the material and the weight above it can slowly fall in and collapse. And in the event that this stuff is contaminated with the groundwater and there is no liner around this plant, they did not put a liner underneath it, that could get into the groundwater, it could get into the surface water, and this is a Superfund site that has plutonium. So you don't have to be so much worried about Fukushima when you got places like St. Louis potentially leaching into the environment.
Yeah, radiation, the gift that keeps on giving. And
there's a lot of people that are just now starting to become aware of this issue, and it's one of those things that if you do your own research, you'll find there's not really a lot of places that you can go. You can take precautions, and effectively it's up to you to choose your path and try to stay clear of this stuff. But the reality is the government is not doing anything about it. They've been covering this stuff up for years, and you can sit on the sidelines and hope for the best, or you can try to take precautions for your family and perhaps maybe start calling in some of these neocon talk show hosts and ask them what they think about it. And of course, be prepared to be called a conspiracy theorist, but that's okay. Just, respond to them with the fact that, well, obviously you support the government's lie, because anytime somebody tries to expose the corruption, you tend to default back to the government as always. They could never lie. They could never institute a conspiracy. And of course,
can you hold through the break?
Yeah.
John Regan, Mike Parsons will be back in a few minutes.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. FortressClothing.com.
And this is John Regan sitting in for Vincent today while he makes a quick trip to Arkansas to pick up some items for his farm. We have Mike Parsons on the line with us. And while I got you, I want to ask, do you know anybody that has a Geiger counter?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I don't, but I know somebody that's looking for one to borrow. There's a person that is an instructor with USA Prepares that is looking at making a trip across the country, I guess somewhere in the southeast, and they're going to be traveling all the way over to the Pacific Northwest to Canada. And I think he was listening to the show yesterday when you were talking about the various readings, and he said, well, hey, if they've got or someone has one that he could borrow, he would take readings as he makes this trip and then report, of course, give the Geiger counter back when he gets back, but he would report back to Vincent and or you the results of the readings that he found. And I looked on the internet and looked at the jet streams, and right now the jet stream coming across the Pacific that's running right across Japan going up to Alaska is coming straight down the coastline of Pacific Northwest through Vancouver and Washington State, Idaho, and then skirting over towards Colorado, down towards Missouri and Arkansas, and looping back around. And that would be the pathway for any airborne radiation to be deposited. And so since he's going to be basically traveling along that trek, he would have an opportunity to take readings along the way and then, report back and let people know exactly what he's been able to identify along that trek.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. And so, class, if you have a Geiger counter or know somebody has a Geiger counter that they can spare for a little bit of time for this trip, if you would email Vincent, that's Vincent at usaprepares.com, VINCENT at usaprepares.com, and he'll make the necessary connections to get the Geiger counter to the instructor for this trip. And I hope we can find somebody, because I think that would be a fascinating report.
And I know the person, this individual personally, and they are totally reliable and would not do anything to damage the equipment, but certainly I'm willing to help facilitate getting, if someone is in the Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama area, I'm more than happy to try to facilitate getting the instrument to them, and I would personally take responsibility for it to make sure it got back properly, because I think this is something that would benefit us all to know, because it's one thing to look on a computer site and see all these flashing lights, but is it really real? Do we know that they've actually got sites there, or is this just a created site? Well, this would be a way that one of us could, go out there in the field and actually, take the readings, report back, because they've got nothing to gain. I've got nothing to gain. I know Vincent has, other than the knowledge. That's what we have to gain, so that we really know the degree and the effect that we're dealing with.
And before I took that tangent, we were talking about the St. Louis site near the airport there, the landfill that's on fire. And I looked at the map while we were at break. You've got, it's basically situated between the airport. If you look at the end of the runway going towards the Missouri River, it's almost halfway between there. So it's less than 2 miles from the Missouri River and less than 2 miles from the end of the runway, and probably about 4 miles to the terminal. And if this thing goes, well, what if, when the fire reaches the radiation and that's released into the atmosphere, we've already discussed the plans that they have. One is shelter in place. Yeah, like you're going to be able to wait out the radiation. And the other is evacuation. And if they only evacuate a 10-mile radius, that closes down the St. Louis airport, which is a major hub. That's going to take a lot of work to get around. And it'll also close off I-70, which is a major east-west highway for transportation. And I'm sure there's a ton of rail lines that run through there too. So it's very disruptive. There's also a number of corporate headquarters. I guess the good news is that Monsanto might be in that 10-mile radius. But it's something to look for. Did you want to go ahead and finish your thought that you had on that before the break?
Well, I was talking about engaging the system by attacking their vocal points, which is these neocon talk radio call-in shows, and you basically have to get past the call screener, who's probably smarter than the host himself. Usually the host will read a pre-prepared script, and they will they will go through all kinds of gyrations just to kill time. And it's really embarrassing to figure out that, they're playing to the lowest common denominator in the public. And if you listen to some of these callers, you realize these are people that work all day, that really don't have time to do any research, and they're the ones that are being led astray. Those are the ones that you got to reach. And to the degree that you run the risk of being demonized, so be it. The tip of the spear, it will pierce the armor, but it's then all the mass behind the spear coming through that does the damage. So you be the tip of the spear. Don't be afraid, because all those people behind you that are listening, and those people that will also call in and parrot and comment, that's the rest of the weapon that can destroy this information mechanism that they've got out there that's basically controlled from top to bottom. So don't be afraid. You can always give a fictitious name. You don't have to give your real name, but do the research and ask them, what do you think about this, as they call it, a subsurface smoldering event in Westlake that's, by the way, it's fixing to be flooded. And, and if water hits this stuff and it happens to be the material that doesn't like water, well, then it explodes. And, of course, then we're dealing with a radioactive situation similar to Fukushima right here in the middle of the country. And, what are we going to do? What are you talking about today that has anything to do with preparedness for the people that effectively could be in the path of that, which is everybody east of that dump. When the water flows south, the winds blow east, that's what's in the path of it.
Yeah, and the EPA is very good at writing reports and not a whole lot in the way of action.
Well, given the fact that the government is basically bought off and it's a private corporation, it's the largest corporation in the world, effectively, there's not a lot you can do directly to them other than exposing them. And that's the biggest fear that they have, is being exposed. And then when the masses, it won't happen overnight necessarily, but when people have their awakening, their epiphany, that's when things change, because all of a sudden people don't go along with the scam. They stop feeding the beast, and effectively that's what turns the tables, and then we can take back what is rightfully ours. But the only way to do that is to educate your fellow man who's too busy to tune into this show Monday through Friday and or listen to podcasts. And of course, one thing I like to do is when I'll call in these neocon stations, they'll say, well, what's your source? I say, well, I got it on the morning news. Well, what station was that? Well, that was GCNlive.com, USAPrepares.com. You can go to 605-562-4080. And if you say it really quick, they can't stop you. And the message is out there, and people that are listening, because one thing you notice, this show is archived. All those neocon radio shows, like the Ben Fergusons of the world, they're not recorded because they don't want people to be able to go back and listen to what these people have actually said and be able to bring it up months or years later and say, yeah, this is where you were supporting this invasion of this country or killing of these people or rounding up all these, quote, patriots and putting them in FEMA camps. They don't want the people to be able to go back and expose these people as a front for the CIA. That's exactly why they don't archive them. But if you get it out there real quick, you can bring people into the knowledge base, the information pool of GCN's information stream, and then they can start swimming along with us.
So, Mike, do you need to go, or would you like to stick around for the rest of the show?
I better go ahead and hop off. I've got a subsurface smoldering fire outside. It's called a burn barrel I need to attend to. So y'all have a great day, and God bless.
Okay, thanks for calling. And we also have another caller, Gail from Missouri. Welcome to USA Prepares.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I have a question about gold and silver, and I've been watching at kind of an arm's length the currency markets, and the U.S. dollar seems to be holding steady out there, but gold and silver, the charts are at about a 45-year angle going down. With the economic situation and the U.S. debt, why is gold and silver, or why are gold and silver going down at such a rate instead of going up? Who's pushing the price down?
Well, the markets, of course, very manipulated, and a couple of thoughts on this. One is the dollar is considered, despite all the evidence, to be the solid currency out there. So in times of trouble, people buy into the dollar more nowadays out of ignorance than anything else. And the other thing we have going on, gold and silver are being dragged down in this whole deflationary spiral that's hitting the commodity market. But a lot of this drop in price is because of the paper part of the market. Now, I'll continue on with the explanation once we get back from this break.
All right.
By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit usaprepares.com. That's usaprepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. usaprepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? Do you feel more tired, out of shape, not in the mood like you used to be? Thanks to an exclusive formula, you can help boost testosterone levels safely and naturally. Introducing Ageless Male, a life-changing supplement for men tested to help increase testosterone levels.
You'll notice a boost in your energy levels. Workouts work, sex life improves. It's like a light switch goes on.
Try Ageless Male risk-free if you would like to experience what taking Ageless Male can feel like. Support for healthy, normal testosterone levels, healthy energy, and increased performance, and more romance when you want it.
Call 1-800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent today. During the break, I pulled up some current market information. Gold is down a little over 8 right now, about 1062. Silver's under 14, 1386. Crude is under 37, seeing 3658. So some unbelievable quotes right there. And when it comes to the currency markets out there, The dollar is basically, how I put it, is it's the biggest turd in the toilet bowl. So people flock to it for safety. However, when the big flush comes, it's going down with the rest of them. Now, gold and silver end up being manipulated through the paper market, ETFs, options, futures, and I believe 2016 is going to be the year that we see the physical and paper markets get split. Now, if you're in the paper side, you might still get your money, but it's going to be in Federal Reserve notes, not in the metal. We're seeing shortages in both gold and silver. The United States is exporting more gold than it is producing. I just saw where silver production is down this year, which, is not surprising. You don't want to sell your product at a loss when it costs you more to take it out of the ground, but at the same time, you have to get enough money into your company to keep it operating. And when these currencies start having problems, I think that's when you're going to see the real gold and silver, which you can't buy at the prices you see listed. There's going to be premiums on there. And I expect both gold and silver to increase dramatically. And on a percentage basis, silver would offer a better return. That's just my analysis as somebody with a degree in finance that's been following the market. I'm not licensed to offer investment advice. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing going on out there. And I hope that answers your question. And so you drop during the break. If that doesn't, you can call back and I can clarify some more. So for the next hour, there's a lot of information that I haven't been able to get to the last couple of weeks simply because of this Fukushima report and the tornadoes that we had here in Texas. We spent a full hour on that Monday. The good news is the weather's calmed down, and now instead of being above average temperature-wise, we're actually below average a bit. But we have sunshine out there, which will, and it's really pretty nice. So those that are out trying to recover from the 9 tornadoes that struck North Texas, it's going to be a good day to do that. And for anybody who didn't get tarps in place, they now have a few days to accomplish that before we see more precipitation. I'll give out the call-in number again if you want to call in next hour, 1-866-582-9933. And I'll get into more financial news. There's also been a lot of Vitek and control that we haven't gotten to, and it should be interesting. And Vince is going to be sorry he missed it. Be back after the top of the hour break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent today. He's on a trip to Arkansas to pick up some items for his farm. And Dr. Shealy is going to be back next week. So for the remainder of this hour, I'm going to take advantage of the time to get to a lot of the items that I haven't been able to get to because there's been so many other critical things going on. I do want to reiterate something that we talked about last hour. If you or somebody you know has a Geiger counter that could give it up, I don't have the exact time frame for this. We have an instructor that's going to be making a trip basically from the southeast United States to the northwest and into Canada. And this instructor is willing to document the radiation levels along the way, and that's about a 26 or 2,700 mile trek. And they would report back to us and, of course, return the Geiger counter to its rightful owner. So if you or somebody you know is willing to do this, please contact Vincent. His email address is vincent@usaprepares.com. That's VINCENT@usaprepares.com. And if you want to follow along at home, my website is thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. It's like State of the Union with financial in front of state. And click on the news tab. The top post is resources for USA Prepares, December 28th and 29th. And let me go ahead and go down a bit in the post and start with the item I have in the health section there. And it's called Know Your Source. And we've talked about on the show before how, when you buy your food, you if you don't raise it yourself, the next best thing is knowing the people that do. And this is one of those articles on why it's so important. It's out of Saudi, and there's, Vince is an instructor on it talks about the health benefits of camel milk. Well, the prophet talked about the health benefits of drinking their milk and urine as a medicine. So there's this entrepreneur in Saudi that's been selling camel urine. Just one problem, it didn't come from a camel. He was manufacturing his own product, if you know what I mean. I think I just stick with the camel milk, and we know that that's got some nutritional value. And while we're in the neighborhood there, let's move to the preparedness section. I've got a link called Expanding Table. And I thought this was interesting because, you're probably used to rectangular tables that, you can have a leaf that you can make it bigger, and that's pretty common. But this article talks about a round table. So if you want a round table and you want to be able to expand that to have a larger surface area for more people or a work project, this is quite interesting. You just basically twist the top and you see it expand and form a flat surface, and then you would twist it back to get back to the smaller table. So usually not all the news items are are dire, but let's go on back up to the financial part. And if you don't want to believe what's on the mainstream news, which is controlled by 6 corporations, I give you some resources here that you can use to try to help wake people up. I talked about the price of oil, and if the oil prices stay depressed, and they've been heading down, they're under 37 as of last hour, and while $37 a barrel is good for us as far as the price of gasoline, it's not good for the producers of oil. It's not good for states, both United States and country states that rely on oil for a good part of their income. We have Alaska looking at instituting an income tax for the first time in decades because of the lack of income. Saudi is imposing more taxes, and it's playing havoc, especially for the shale oil companies, because it just costs more to go into the shale, break it up, and pump it out of the ground. And when it stays low like this, it basically leads to what this headline says: U.S. oil drillers headed for imminent financial collapse due to suppressed oil prices. And we are expecting to see a new round of layoffs being announced very soon. I had actually talked to somebody that worked in one of the oil field companies in their HR department, and was told that they were actually working on a new round before Christmas. I have not seen that come across in the news, so they may have decided to not be the Grinch and let people enjoy the rest of the year. But let's be on the lookout, because the prices aren't good, and some analysts out there say it could even go as low as $20 a barrel. And again, basically all I can say is enjoy the low gas prices while you can. We have the Atlanta Fed, which has done one of the better jobs in forecasting GDP. They are now saying that the fourth quarter GDP forecast is 1.3%. And just a reminder, the Federal Reserve, the government, two different entities. The Federal Reserve is not part of the government. They calculate the GDP, and of course there's revisions as time goes along, because if you've ever worked in a company with financial reporting, it's kind of the same thing. You don't have all the information in front of you for a period of time. It takes time for all of that to flow, and sometimes there's mistakes that have to be corrected, and sometimes there's even such a thing simple as a mathematical error. So that's in normal times. So what the government did back this summer is they're doing these double seasonal adjustments, something I never learned in all the statistical classes and modeling classes that I took. Basically, that's a way to torture the data until you get the answer you want. And the analysis I read is that to get to the way they used to calculate GDP, subtract 3% from what they report. So anything under 3% would be a negative GDP, which would be an indication of recession. Since the revised calculation has kept it positive, that's the reason that the United States is not considered to be in recession, even though I've given you a number of charts showing how many other indicators that are in the red and have only been in the red for that period of time when we're in recession. So I think most people realize things are not normal. Things are not getting better. And with the increase in interest that the Fed's imposed, that was the wrong thing to do at this point. And we're going to see more of those effects, especially once people get back from the holidays. And you throw the insult to injury on top of that. I saw where Obamacare, just the insurance payments, are taking 10% of income. And by the time you add in the deductibles, it ends up being about 15%. And we'll be getting back to some more great financial news after this break.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
As the cold and flu season approaches, Silver Lungs is ready to help you and your family through the toughest of the year by supporting your immune system and overall health. From our best-selling colloidal silver generating system to our entire line of silver-based skin gels, nasal sprays, soaps, and silver solutions. Silver solutions remain one of nature's most powerful and least expensive antibacterial agents. Now you can produce your own for pennies a day in the comfort of your home using the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. Learn more today at www.silverlungs.com.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor-endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without a Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
This is John Regan at the controls today. If you're following along, we're at the financialstateoftheunion.com and the news tab, resources for Monday and Tuesday. Been in the financial section. I'll be picking up with the link called No Inflation, which talks about rising cable rates. And you know, it's the short answer on why the government gets away with things is bread and circuses. And this goes back to Rome, where if you keep the population fed and they have entertainment, you can pretty much do what you want to. And we've copied that in our society here in the United States. Right now, pretty much anybody that needs food is getting it. With food stamps, there's still problems out there, especially for the homeless, and food banks are struggling. But for the most part, the country's taking care of that. And with the internet, there's been no shortage of entertainment. And one of the changes that's been going on is that we, well, a number of us remember a time when if you wanted to watch a TV show, you had to be in front of the TV when that show was on. It's kind of the story. When I was your age, I had to walk all the way across the living room to change the channel. And there were only 3 of them in a lot of places. In fact, I remember when I was quite young, we only had 2 options. The Beaumont area, southeast Texas, only had the CBS and we had the CBS affiliate in Beaumont, and we had the NBC affiliate in Port Arthur. And then the ABC affiliate showed up. Houston had 4 channels because they had a PBS station. And of course, then cable came along and you got more options. But what changed things was the internet. So now, especially for the young people and the mobile devices, they don't sit around waiting for what they want to see. They watch it when they want to watch it. And that is kind of playing havoc with all these models these companies had for charging you a bunch and packaging things. And now that they're losing subscribers, they're trying to make up money, which, of course, that'll probably help them lose more subscribers. And if you're in a place that has less competition, it's probably going to be even worse. And it's not just cable, it's also satellite. So we're looking at, for example, Time Warner cable subscribers could see jumps of $10 a month or more coming first of the year. DirecTV is around $2 to $8 a month. Dish around $5 a month. So, Happy New Year. I came across an article. There's 2 cows, which is just a way of trying to simplify explaining how economies work. And this one includes some new items. And I might get caught with a break here, so if I do, I'll continue it on the other side. First up, an American corporation. You have 2 cows. You sell one and force the other to produce the milk of 4 cows. Later, you hire a consultant to analyze why the cow has died. Venture capitalism. And this gets into a lot of what you see in the tech sector. And we'll cover that when we get back.
If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the US or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season. So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you, so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
This is John Regan sitting for Vincent today. We're at the news tab of the financialstateoftheunion.com, and I was in the middle of the 2 cows article. And up next is venture capitalism. You have 2 cows. You sell 3 of them to your publicly listed company using letters of credit opened by your brother-in-law at the bank. Then execute a debt equity swap with an Associated General offer so that you get all 4 cows back with a tax exemption for 5 cows. The milk rights of the 6 cows are transferred being an intermediary to a Cayman Island company secretly owned by the majority shareholder who sells the rights to all 7 cows back to your listed company. The annual report says the company owns 8 cows with an option for 1 more. And if you can successfully pull that off, you can probably qualify for a high-level government position. And, of course, the choice of live radio when your browser decides to slow down. A Greek corporation You have 2 cows borrowed from French and German banks. You eat both of them. The banks call to collect the milk, but you cannot deliver, so you call the IMF. The IMF loans you 2 cows. You eat both of them. The banks and the IMF call to collect their cows' milk. You are out getting a haircut. A Chinese corporation. You have 2 cows. You have 300 people milking them. You claim that you have full employment and high bovine productivity. You arrest the newsman who reported the real situation. Communism. You have 2 cows. The state takes both and gives you some milk. And of course, gotta love it when things slow down. Fascism. You have 2 cows. The state takes both and sells you some milk. And bureaucratism. You have 2 cows. The state takes both, shoots one, milks the other, and then throws the milk away. And isn't that pretty much how our wonderful government system works? Well, moving on along, got a report where 9 out of the 10 top occupations don't pay too well. And of those, the only one that does is nursing. Nurses make almost $70,000 a year, while the average U.S. worker makes a little over $47,000. And if I can get scrolled here, we're talking about the other ones, ranging from retail, cashiers, food preparation, office clerks, customer service, waiters and waitresses, secretaries and admin, janitors, laborers, and they wonder why the economy is just not roaring back. And kind of in conjunction with that, have an article on peak office space. And these are for the what used to be the good paying middle class America that's providing the intellectual capital producing jobs. And before things started going down, it was sitting about 340 square feet per office worker. And after the collapse, it actually went up a bit, so that Q1 of 2010, it went up to 370 square feet per office worker. And since then, it has taken a nosedive like a lot of things have, and it's now sitting about 280 square feet per office worker. And retail office space, or retail space and office space, commercial real estate, they pretty much depend on a good occupancy rate to be profitable. So when you see all those buildings and malls and strip centers out there, basically, with rare exception, they're financed by the bank. So the owner of that property is having to pay interest on the cost of the building. They're having to pay taxes to the government that finding themselves short of funds and raising taxes. And when you get the additional problem of not enough people in the office or not enough stores in the strip center, it's a nice recipe for what we saw in 2008. Then we trip over to real estate. Existing home sales collapse. The worst November in history. It was a 10.5% crash in existing home sales for November. And so when people tell you the real estate market is doing great, you can pull out this and ask them, are you sure? We have talked about how even the rich are cutting back. Less Switch watches are being purchased, and the Switch watch exports continue to collapse. And this is even after price cuts in order to try to sell more of them. Oh, let's see if I can go to a different browser and you know, the joys of live radio, and especially when I don't have Vincent on, where I can just, punch a button and get a couple of seconds to pull things together. So getting back to the news tab, Caterpillar is another company we've talked about on the show. They've had a lot of problems, 3 years worth, in fact, of no sales increase. In fact, negative sales increases, losing business. And just to make things worse, there's a small British firm that has now won a $74 million payout from Caterpillar after the company stole secrets behind a vital piece of heavy machinery. So that company is ecstatic. Caterpillar, on the other hand, it's probably wondering when things are going to turn around for them. And finally, in the financial section, there's no stopping Obama now. And he still has a little bit over a year to go. He will have increased the federal debt over $1 trillion a year for every year of his presidency. When he took office, there was $10.6 trillion. That was January 20th, 2009. On December 21st, the debt stood at let's call it 0.8 trillion. So that was an increase of $8.16 trillion since he was inaugurated. And like I say, another year to go. So I would say it's a pretty safe bet if you want to say that the federal debt will go up $9 trillion during his term. And taking a look at Toshiba, they had a big accounting scandal which caused problems. They're now saying they're going to have a $4.5 billion loss. And when you're talking about real world economies and companies, that's pretty darn big. And they now plan to fire 7,000 employees. So, yeah, the economy's doing great worldwide. Looking back at 2015, I'm going down to SpyTech now. Hackers have gotten into the electronic medical records that's being forced upon us. And they reached the records of more than 100 million people in 2015. It's not just your financial information they're after, they're also after medical information, and looking at ways of turning that into a financial windfall, or finding another way of getting drugs prescribed to them. And we'll continue with slide when we get back from the break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
It's John Regan sitting in for Vincent. I'll be back on the air with him Monday, where I'll continue my Fukushima report. We'll be getting into the early days and seeing just how the situation was handled, what we were told then, considering what the government knew then. Continuing on in the spy tech and control sections, you probably remember when Target had their point of sale systems hacked in the time before Christmas, and the big brouhaha that caused. Well, it's not just retail stores. Hyatt hotels had their payment card system hacked, and they may not be the only hotel chain to be affected by that. So if you stayed at a Hyatt, you may want to double check things. They discovered the attack about 3 weeks ago. Actually, now 4 weeks ago. The attack was discovered on November 30th. They're still investigating, but in fact, they don't even know how many of their hotels were affected. So, like I say, if you stayed at one, I'd probably want to go to their site and check their press releases. And for you old people out there like me that used to read comic books, and one of the ads was, these X-ray glasses, X-ray vision. Well, guess what? You can do that now. An X-ray vision device it's targeted to be on the market in 2017 for about $250 to $300. It will allow you to see people even if they're behind concrete. Now it's not like Superman's X-ray vision where he sees things clearly. Basically what happens is you see a thermal image, so you can make out the head, the chest, the arms, feet, and just another way to intrude on our privacy. And want to bring up, if you're using an old web browser, you may lose access to a lot of the websites you've been using come January 1st. That's because there's an old security protocol, SHA-1, that was used to encrypt websites. It does not take very much to break that, and that's no longer going to be supported come January 1st. So you will have to update to a new browser if you're using one of the older ones. And it's not, it doesn't matter the brand of browser, it's the age of the browser that matters here. So if you've been putting off because you want to use some of the older technology, in this case, sorry, time's up. And one that particularly outraged me, I have a link, Police Can't Read Bible. Fortunately, this decision's been overturned, where they told the police, you can't read the Bible at lunch and no displaying the national motto either. And what disturbed me even more about this is it comes from my original hometown of Beaumont, Texas. Well, that's it for the day. I hope I gave you some material to help out with your friends and family that might not know what's going on. Remember, class, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.